Hello, it's Liz from Old Stables Craft. Happy New Year and welcome to the first Simple Stamping Saturday of 2024. So let's start straight away and drop down to my desk. So today I am using product from the new mini catalogue. If you are a current customer of mine, then you should already have received your mini catalogue and celebration brochure. This is the time of the year when, if you spend some money with Stampin' Up, you could earn some free product, whether you shop, have a party with lots of friends and put an order in as a result, or indeed join. I'm concentrating on the shop bit for this week, and I'll be moving on to the other bits later in the month. So I'm going to today use the Everyday Details stamp set and bundle. This is a really pretty set. It's on page 28 of the new annual catalogue. Let me see if I can cover up that reflection. It's got a teacup, it's got a vase, and it's got a nest. It's the nest that I'm going to be using today, which I just think is so pretty. And we've also got some sentiments. We've got wishing you so much joy on this special day. You make every day a little brighter, and overjoyed for you in this new journey. Not totally convinced that's grammatically correct, but anyway. So let me show you the stamp set and dies. So this is the stamp set. It's red rubber. I've obviously got the stamps that I need already mounted up, which are these two. You also get this little kind of dot pattern, which, yeah, you can see that there. And that, oh, it's on autofocus, sorry. Anywho, which you can use to do a background or just fill in some gaps if you want. Let's have a quick look at the dies whilst we're here. So these are the dies. They are huge. Now, even if you don't want the stamp set, I would urge you to look at the dies, because you've got circles and rectangles, and they've got holes, and I mean holes, apart from this one which has got like stitch holes. This theoretically will fit this sentiment. I'm not 100% convinced. We may look at that later. You've also got these just straight dot patterns, which are these 5 dot patterns. You've got a zigzag dot pattern. You've got rectangles, the smallest of which does that little stitching, and then the others do the big holes, and one of each. So this circle and the largest of the rectangles, when you use these, you get the positive and the negative. So you get a circle with holes, but you also get the leftover card with holes as well. So it's a really great set if you want something that is just a really useful set of dies for sentiments and focal points. I would urge you to do that. Now, I'm using Berry Vanilla today. I wouldn't normally have chosen this. However, in Europe at the moment, we do not have any basic white note cards and envelopes, so I'm using Berry Vanilla instead. It works perfectly well. It just wouldn't have been my go-to for this. This is the card that I have made. So as we've got autofocus on, let's make the most of it. So it's just the nest coloured with watercolour pencils, and then on the inside I've got the wishing you so much joy on this special day. And because it's Simple Stamping Saturday, I don't know if you can see that, but I have actually stamped a bit of the nest on the corner there. So let me show you how it's done. It is not difficult. I'm going to start with my note card and my crumb cake ink. It's the only ink that I'm going to need. Let's pop that there, then that covers up one of the glares. So there's my score line. I'm going down into the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to stamp, come up, and with what's left on the stamp, I'm just going to huff on it and just use this corner here to stamp on that corner of the envelope like that. So you only have to ink the once, which is never a bad thing. Is that going to be better? Not really. Maybe if I put it that way, that's a bit better. Right, so I have used colours from both sets of the watercolour pencils. However, so this is, although mine says Pacific Point, it is blue in the New World. I've got Early Espresso, Garden Green and Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to use Coastal Cabana for the eggs because I like my eggs to be blue. It feels more nest-like for me. So I'm just coming in and adding very, very light Bermuda Bay onto those eggs. And I'm making sure I'm covering the whole of the egg, so the shaded bit as well. Let me bring in, where did I put it? Where did I put my original? There we are. Let me just bring that in so that you can see that while I'm working. So, now if you follow me on Instagram, you may have caught a story that I did earlier in the week where I was talking about doing some colouring. So I've got a book called The Secrets of Colouring or something like that by, can't remember who, but her surname's Zimmerman with a double N at the end. In fact, it's Zimmer. I want to say there's more than one double letter. Anyway, Zimmerman. Jennifer? I think it might be Jennifer. Anyway, I got it on Amazon. It's brilliant. It goes into shading, it goes into where the light source is, all sorts of really useful hints and tips on colouring with practical lessons. So there's colouring sheets, which I photocopied, which you're allowed to do. She allows you to photocopy for personal use. So I've actually cut the pages out of the book and photocopied them, so they're really good photocopies, and I put them onto some really nice paper. And I am going through the lessons. I'm using, not Stampin' Up coloured pencils because she uses a lot of coloured pencils. Mine are not Prismacolor. I wish they were. I wish I could afford Prismacolor. But I thought I'll get my head round colouring before I invest huge amounts in Prismacolor. But it's a really good book, and it talks about mixed media and how to do shading and where what they call the core or the band of your shadow will be. It's just amazing. Anywho, moving back to this, so this needs to be darker on the inside of the nest than on the outside. And she talks about how to make sure your pencils are sharp, what erasers to get, all sorts. It's a really helpful book. I'm going to add some more down here as well because that's going to be darker. This is not a lesson from her. This is just how I would do it anyway. Now, for the shading, I am going to use some of my Early Espresso. So I'm going to pop that into where that shaded area is on the stamp. And again in there. Just very lightly. And a lot of the information that I've gleaned already is around where you want a point and where you want to do circles rather than hatching. It's just so good. Actually, before I finish, I've got my blue. And I'm just going to add a bit more shadow with that, and I will go back in with my brown, my Early Espresso, just to blend that out a bit. But just to add a little bit of cool into that brown, because these eggs are that eggshell blue, or eggshell blue. So I want them to have a cool feel in that shadow, rather than just the warmth. There we go. Right, so garden green for the leaves, and then we will be done as far as this colouring is concerned. And I am going quite heavy on the leaves. So if you do not work with a demonstrator and you're in Europe, so Ireland, the UK, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands and Belgium, do let me know if you need a catalogue. I've got English, French and German, so if you want any of those, just let me know. Just pop me an email. All my email details are on my website, and I can get those over to you. Right, so I do need to stamp on the inside. I'm just going to start that bend, bring out my ink again, ink up my stamp, and there we go. And that is our card done. So all I need to do now is fold it properly, like that, and then just burnish. And there is our second card. Gone a bit heavier with the colouring on that one. See if I can get both on. But really pretty little card, sentiment inside, and all the good stuff. So those are those two. Let me show you my stepped up versions. So my first stepped up version, I have added in some Pool Party card, Coastal Cabana ink blending, Pool Party ribbon. This is the Grosgrain ribbon from the annual catalogue. Colouring the same, and then on the inside just a layer so that you can see the sentiment. So that's my first stepped up version. And my second stepped up version brings in a fancy fold. So again, and I've used the dyes. This I've actually blended using our alcohol colour lifter, Stampin' Right marker, no, Stampin' Blend. And again, I've used the same ribbon. I've added in, because it's Celebration, the opaque faceted gems, which are one of the items you can get free with a £45, 60 euro, 50 US dollars, 60 Canadian dollars order. And it's Pool Party, Pecan Pie and Calypso Coral. And those are in the Celebration brochure. Let me find them for you. There they are, just there. So opaque faceted gems, 60 euros, 45 pounds, 50 US dollars, 60 Canadian dollars. Don't know what the South Pacific is, maybe someone can tell me. But brilliant, brilliant, brilliant that for any £45 or 60 euro order you place, or multiples of that, you can get free items. So we've got stamp sets, paper, some of them coordinate with other products that are in the mini catalogue. There's ribbon, there's all sorts. Then you can get some more expensive items. So there's dies that go with this stamp set. These are what I will call level 2. These are a level 1. There's a stamp set with an embossing folder. That's a £90 or 120 euro order. The detailed dogwood again is a level 2, £90, 120 euro order. It's red rubber, is brilliant. And of course there's a joining offer, the details of which will be on my website, or link below. Oh, I didn't really show you this properly, so it opens up like that. So there we are. So those are today's projects. So my simple version and my 2 stepped up versions using 1 ink pad, yes, 2 lots of watercolor pencil, but you could make this with just the second version, just use slightly different colours, and some card and some free items. What's not to love? So I hope you have enjoyed that. If you did, a thumbs up is appreciated. Let me flip the camera back up so I can say goodbye properly. So thank you very much for joining me today. Say thumbs up is always appreciated. Bottom right hand corner, if you wish to subscribe to my YouTube channel. A brain would be so handy. Take 2 weeks off over Christmas and New Year, and this is what happens. Anyway, hope you had a fantastic weekend and the weather treats you kindly, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye for now.